Um. Yeah, like some interesting. Um. So this modern keyboard actually works on the PS2. Um. Like you can see. Um. Yeah, Half Life. So yeah, somebody said the PS2 version was the best version of Half Life. Um. I'm not sure about that because the PC version you can have a higher resolution on it, but it's interesting. So this is a gaming keyboard, right? But it's a Swedish thing. It's a Swedish thing. I think I also have a Razer keyboard. Um, but I was thinking maybe the Razer one won't work with the PS2, but this gaming keyboard works with the PS2, so it's quite interesting. Um, so this is just a random keyboard. It works, but the PS2 Slim has USB 2.0 ports, so I don't know if it will work on the fat one. But it's quite interesting. Um, there might be other games that it works with. But it's an interesting time because first person shooters really, at this point, basically, it was kind of like if you wanted to play a first person shooter game, you play it on PC. But um, yeah, it's quite interesting that a modern keyboard works pretty much with the PS2, but the mouse I didn't have as good of a luck with. Um, this mouse right here. This is a Logitech mouse, so it didn't get registered. Um, I think I have another cheap mouse from China I can try, but the modern keyboard got it actually got recognized. So I was kind of surprised about that. Um, so it's quite cool that it actually does work. Uh, there's probably other games too that it supports. So I guess if it's a first-person shooter game, you might as well try it out. But it just works on its own. You don't need to configure anything. It's quite interesting. Um, that it supports it, right? In Japan, they had some weird thing where they had like a modern thing where I think you could actually download. I'm not sure what it was, but I think it was like a modern kind of a thing where, but you had to have the fat piece too, though, because you had to have a hard drive. But it was like a modern menu thing, right? But yeah, this is quite interesting how the PS2 literally supports a modern keyboard like this for this game, right? Half Life, right? So, um, yeah, it was an interesting, yeah, it's quite interesting. So, it works no problem. Just boot it up. So, I don't know if the mouse really works though. The mouse, I don't know, but the modern keyboard just works on the PS2. So, yeah, you can see the lights in the background. So, Half Life. Oh, yeah, you can look around with the arrow keys. Uh, the mouse should work though. Yeah, like the thing about it is, it's kind of an old school thing because there was a point on PC where if you actually played a first person shooter game, there was a time where you actually had to use the keyboard to look around. So, where you couldn't use a mouse to look around. So, it's quite, uh, ooh, loading, yeah. Yeah, because back, ooh, wait. I can look, but I can't really walk. Just the walking. Like mid-game menu, right? Mid-game menu. Um, with options? No. I don't know. It's quite interesting. Options. Yeah, like see, controller, it's keyboard, right? Um, forward, back. Yeah, it's that. It is that. I can't seem to move though. I don't know what the problem is. Resume game. Oh, is it because I'm? I know you're able to move though. Um, so I don't know why. You should be able to move on this platform. For some reason, it doesn't. Yeah, but the keyboard. It probably works though. So it's quite interesting that it supports this modern kind of thing. So yeah.